Let's talk to Alex calling in from New York. Alex, you are live on Truth Wanted. What's up?
Hey Dan, how's it been?
Going. It's getting good, Alex. Thanks for calling in again. Just hanging out with Cynthia, having a good time, dropping hot takes as usual, right?
All right, so I actually had an argument I wanted to bounce off you guys. I wanted to see if we could. I wanted to bounce this hypothesis I've been working on.
Okay, so I'm ready for it.
Do you guys know the brain in the jar argument, or the brain in the jar?
I am unfortunately too familiar with the argument, but yes.
And I am not. If you want to refresh, is that okay?
Dan, do you want to refresh, or do you want me to?
Well, yeah, there's this idea in solipsism, right? Solipsism is this way of thinking in philosophy that we really can't demonstrate that anything is objectively real outside of the self, right? So, like, we only have our own senses at the end of the day. Even I think, therefore I am doesn't really cut it. So, like, you can't actually demonstrate beyond a reasonable doubt that we're all just brains in a vat, right? So that's this kind of brain in a jar thing you're talking about, right, Alex?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So I think I figured out a way to think about that in a way to actually make sense of it.
Okay.
So I think we need to start with a little bit of definition.
All right.
Which I think we can both agree is a thing that contains other things, or a different thing.
I'm scared, but okay, yes, I'll accept that much from you.
And can we agree that you and everything else that you know about yourself is like spirituality, knowledge, memories, personality is all based on the brain?
Mostly. I mean, we do have neurons that go down even into our gastrointestinal areas, right? So, like, the part of me that makes me is also the whole body, not just the brain. I think we kind of simplify the brain too much in a lot of these conversations, but it's mostly the brain. I'm willing to say it's mostly the brain.
Okay. So the argument would be the body is basically a jar. So we are technically just a brain in a jar.
Okay. I see what you're doing here, Alex. I see what you're doing here. I mean, if the point of these arguments, though, when we're talking about the philosophy of it, right, is we can't prove that there isn't an illusion that we're a brain in a jar, right? So, like, we're trying to get past the illusion part. Like, that hypothesis of us being a brain in a literal jar, or you using, like, jar loosely as a way to describe the body, like, that's not really what the hard problem of solipsism, which is what that's called, is talking about. It's more just trying to get around whether or not we're in a matrix.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to get that hypothesis. That was my entire hypothesis of just that argument. I just wanted to bounce off of you guys, see if it needed more work, or if I should do some more research to get the argument a little bit better.
Maybe, Cynthia, you could tell me. What was the hypothesis there? I don't know what was the thing that could be tested, or...
Alex, I did have a question just to clarify this for me.
Sure. Yeah.
Are you saying, because I don't want to put words into your mouth, are you saying that we are basically our brains, and that our body, the body that contains the brain, is like comparative to a jar, or is the jar, or the container that is a jar?
Yep.
Okay. Huh.
That is basically what I am saying.
Okay. So the only issue that I have with that, and pardon me, people, I am not a philosopher. I'm not a philosopher. I'm more of a a sensory person. I can touch it, I can see it, I can smell it, etc., etc. So the only problem that I have with that is that there's way more going on in our body than just a brain in the body, right? I mean, we have a bunch of organs that are working in order for us to function as a human. We have hearts that is pumping blood in and out. We have lungs that is taking in oxygen and taking and pushing out carbon dioxide. We have blood vessels, etc., etc. And all of these things are working in order for us to, be able to say what we consider alive. When they stop working, including the brain, that's it. We're done, right? It's time to go ahead and put us in the ground or burn us or put us in a tree pod. But Jack killed that for me. If you all watched Nonprofits last week, you'll know why. Anyway, so I almost feel like that it. And I'm assuming that you're just trying to put this in its most simplest form.
More work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it needs more work. I just wanted to get the general basis of this argument. That way I can move on to my next part, which would be more research, how to link it together a little bit better. You know what I'm saying?
I would be interesting how you link.
Yeah, link together with what?
Link together as in, sorry, my brain kind of just said a word there.
That's okay. You clean your jar out. That might help.
Yeah.
Like how your co-host said, the other organs, I would have to work with those and, analogize those with the jar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It needs more work is what I'm saying. It definitely needs more work, but I'm just trying to get, the two initial statements down and the conclusion down. That way I could add more statements to make it more sound. The argument.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little confused. I still don't know what the argument really is. Are you trying to make a literal case that we're brains in jars?
Basically.
Okay. For what purpose does that?
Jar, this was just to be an idea. This was literally just a philosophy test for myself to see if I can rationalize this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you play with the definitions of words enough, you can say I'm literally anything, right? Like, I guess, to me, this doesn't seem like maybe I'm not you, Alex, but to me, that seems like less of a worthy pursuit, because I could also use the metaphor and say I'm a brain in a cup or a brain in a refrigerator, and it seems like semantically I'd be saying kind of the same thing you are. And there's just not a whole lot that I would get out of that.
Yeah, no, it's not a whole lot. That's why I need to work on it more.
Okay. All right. Well, I hopefully helped you then, Alex. I guess good
down and get opinions. That way I could get a little bit more of a lead. You know what I'm saying? To know where I need to go from here.
Yeah, I just don't know where you're going. That's my thing. I can't help you to get where you're going because I don't know where the end destination is. You know what I'm saying? This is I'm trying. I'm sorry, Alex. I hope I'm being helpful to you here.
It definitely does. It gets me to the next step, which would be my next premise. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess good luck to you, Alex. I can say. Thanks for calling.
Good luck with that, Alex.
Yeah.
I wish you well on your linking journey.
Yes, me too. Happy trails, Alex.
Have a wonderful day.
All right, you too. We'll see you next time. Okay, that didn't go where I thought we were just going to go. I thought he was talking about the hard problem of solipsism, which is literally just this idea of how do we prove we're not in a matrix? Because every other time I've heard somebody say we're all brains in a vat, or brains in jars or whatever, that's where we're going. But he surprised me by saying his argument was we're literally just brains in jars. So I didn't know what to do with that. So that's cool. This is like, man,